Hello. Caught me again. Stropping my razor blades. Now today, welcome to part 2 of sharpening single edge blades with the Kriss Kross blade stropper. Can dead blades live again? And that's what we're trying to find out. The first segment, we examined the Valet vintage blade and the Feather Sakon carbon blade. You'll have to watch that video to see the results. Oh, probably at the end of this one I'll say what they were. But today we're going to use the Feather stainless steel spineless SE blade. I'm going to use a Valet razor, it does take 2 hands to do this, and you have to be careful using these blades. Let's see if you can see how I'm putting this in. It goes in like that. The little trapdoor. I believe this is a version 3, although that's not really what it was called. I think this is called Type C. But I think someone in Badger and Blade did a review of all the different types of Valet razors, and they kind of classified them version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. And I think this is one of the more recent versions. And like I said before, Gillette had ownership of the Valet razor and the Valet razor blades in the later part of its history, and they put different little posts and things so that no other razor could use a Valet blade. Or the Valet razor could use no other blade but a Valet. I've put on my pre-shave, my honeysuckle fir spice corn huskers, wipe my face, using Sterling Soap's Sharp Dressed Man today, using my 24mm Frank Shave Finest Badger I hope you enjoyed part 1, which is why you're watching part 2. I have fun making these videos, and I'm glad at least some of you enjoy it and learn a few things and maybe have a laugh occasionally. Part 2, we will do the Feather stainless steel and a modified gem blade. I'll have to use a different razor for the modified gem. But all the blades that I've used served their life. They did 3 full shaves, became less effective and dull, and I want to see what the Kriss Kross blade stropper would do for them. Could it revive them? And another purpose of the Kriss Kross is to keep your blade sharp all the time, to strop it in between shaves. I think that's what it was really designed to do, is to keep your blade sharp and to extend the life of your blade. First pass, not too bad. Third pass. Right off a little bit. Review. First pass did okay. Did what it's supposed to do. Some beard reduction. Second pass did what it's supposed to do. More beard reduction. Felt on the second pass, like I said in previous video, it wasn't exactly tugging, but it wasn't super smooth. Now, I think we could say this is at damn fine shave level. It's not BBS. There's still some stubble. There's, like I said the other time, I know for sure if I did a fourth pass with this, I could get BBS. So I think this is probably close to the level of a vintage blade. Real close. I think maybe the vintage blade and the feather stainless steel, I wouldn't want to live on the difference between the two, but I think the stainless steel just barely edged it out as far as sharpness and smoothness. As far as result, they're right there together. But a little bit more comfortable shave with stainless steel, which stands to reason. Stainless steel is probably going to be a little bit smoother. There's probably maybe a little bit of a coating. I'm not sure if they coat these blades or not. But that's the third shave. We'll move on now to the next and final shave in this series. And we will be using not this blade, but a similar blade, a modified gem blade that has had the spine removed and the top two corners snipped off to fit a Valet version 1 or type 1 of the Valet auto strap razor. So here we go. Gem modified blade. Hello everybody. Got a shaving partner tonight. This is Shay Baby. She's one of our Chihuahua puppies. Not a puppy, she's full grown. But she is the one that owns me. She has to be everywhere I'm at. Don't you? She's not happy unless she's around. On my lap, me holding, me scratching. So she wants to be in here with me. Okay, today this segment is the final segment of my series on sharpening single edge blades with the Kriss Kross sharpener, Kriss Kross Stropper. And I wanted to show you something with this. Today's shave is going to be with a modified gem blade. This is a gem blade that has had the spine taken off. That's the top piece here. And this is a gem blade that has had the spine taken off and modified with just the little corners right here and right here snipped off. I use a pair of scissors. That's all there is to it. But I wanted to show you, I'll put the blade that I've stropped, and what I'm coming to believe about the stropper and about the Valet razor in general is that part of the purpose of stropping is not just only to keep the blade sharp. I think there is also another purpose, which is when you strop on the strap, I think it imparts upon the blade the particular angle of this particular razor. Now you could strop it with another Valet razor, but it might put a different angle slightly on that final edge, that final smoothing of the blade. Now I want to show you something on the Kriss Kross. I showed you before how the blade goes in. It slides in this mechanism here. But you've got a whole variety. You could put that blade out as far as that, and it would make a much sharper, more steep angle of the strop. You put it back, all the way back here, where there's just a small little sliver of a blade sticking out of that holder, and it would be a much flatter strop. I choose to strop my blades maybe 1/8 of an inch. I don't know, about that much. With these, yeah, right about like that is the way I do it. And of course, I'm not an expert on these things, and I don't know if there's really anybody who is an expert on using these things. Probably most of the experts are long gone. But we're just learning as we go along, and I'm sharing with you what I learned and the observations I have as I'm getting to know both the Valet razors and the Kriss Kross Stropper, and stropping with the Auto Strop razor leather. So, final episode, I've put corn huskers with honeysuckle on my face as a pre. I've used sterling soaps, Sharp Dressed Man. I've already bowl lathered. Got my lather going. I'm going to wet my face and we're going to take off. I'm going to do a 3-pass shave. I'll only show you 1 pass. And then I'll do a conclusion and a wrap up of the 2-part series. This is the conclusion of part 2. Stropping SE blades with the Kriss Kross Stropper. Can dead blades live again? I've also noticed with the Valet razors that there are some that have a much greater space between the edge of the comb and the blade. So each individual Valet razor is going to act a little bit differently. The Valet razor, at the time frame it was introduced, the market it was going for, it was going for guys that were used to straight edge razors. So I think purposefully they made it so that you definitely feel the blade. Second pass. I'll make a prediction that this blade, this gem blade, is not going to be that much different than the feather stainless steel or the Valet in the final result. Possibly even not quite as good. Of course, I'm not testing a carbon gem blade or a treat or something like that, because I don't have any. I don't like carbon blades. Third pass review of the gem stainless steel blade modified. It's not a damn fine shave level. It's only a socially acceptable level shave. There's still plenty of stubble left. Now I'm kind of surprised at that from just the physical feel of the blade after I'd stropped it. It had a very, very keen edge on it. But also too, after 3 shaves, the blade, you could see some good little wear away nicks and things on that blade. So reviving blades with the Kriss Kross didn't do real great. It's yet to be seen if using Kriss Kross in between shaves is going to do anything significantly to the extended life of a blade. I think it will. But in review, the vintage Valet blade did decent. In the overall ranking of these blades, I would rank it as a close second. The feather Sakon blade, carbon feather blade, I would rank it a 4th. The gem blade that I just used, I would rank it 3rd. And in first place would be the feather stainless steel blade. It's just a little bit smoother, a little bit sharper in being revived. Could be it started off sharper, could be it started off a little bit keener edge. But in reviving blades, if you got blades sitting around and you got a Kriss Kross Stropper of blades that you've used up, you just haven't thrown them away yet, it might revive them a little bit. Like I said before, in a shave apocalypse situation, yeah, you could put a blade back into condition that you could shave. Again, you know, it wouldn't be comfortable. And I can remember my uncle and my grandfather talking about shaving in the old days, and that even though razor blades weren't that expensive, in comparison, 10 for $1, a dime a piece, maybe a little bit less, 80 cents. I think you could get 10 blades for 80 cents back in the 30s, and then of course in the 40s during World War II, you couldn't get razor blades in the States. You couldn't get them probably most anywhere because they were using the steel for the war effort. So guys had to use blades over and over and over again. So little apparatuses like this, the stropper and the various other stroppers that have been around, they were important tools to have. And I've read that since the prepping community, the apocalyptic preppers that believe that we're going to be in some total shutdown of society situation, they're the reason why these Kriss Kross Stroppers and some of the other stroppers are bumped up in price from what they were a year ago. It's because they're getting them in preparation for when razor blades will not be available. For us in the hobby, while there's still a supply of blades, it's something fun to play with. It's something to maybe just stretch and to see how much you can get out of a blade. But it's just a very, very neat piece of equipment, a neat piece of shaving history. So, I hope you enjoyed this series. I don't know what the next things I'm going to be doing with the Valet or Kriss Kross. I'll probably set them aside for a little while, get back into some other DE shaves and things like that. I've got some other things in my mind that I would like to do, but that's my series on Valets, Kriss Kross blades. Have good shaves, be happy, be safe, and we'll talk with you later.